You guys, you guys ever been to a Korean barbecue restaurant? Yeah, it's kind of unique in that you pay to cook your own meat, you know? And if you pay a little extra, you can wash your own dishes and take out the trash. I was at Mount Baldy this past weekend. I learned that it wasn't always called Mount Baldy. Yeah, when the mountain was a little younger and more hopeful, it was known as Mount Roge. As one dude told me that when you scratch your head, that's what makes you go bald. But I don't think so, because my balls are still hairy as hell. Yeah, one of my buddies is a white guy, you know. He's like super duper white though. I think he's like part albino or something. And he's so white when he comes to my house, all my plants start growing in his direction. Yeah, you know, whenever I'm having sex, like, I never last as long as I'd like to, you know. I'm always like, come on, penis, hang in there. And it's always like, nah, screw this. Yeah, you know, I used to go to water parks every summer, but then one summer I had a fairly traumatic experience, so I stopped going. And when I was 16, I was at Raging Waters. And I was waiting on the stairs, you know, to go on the slide. And I look up, and the girl next to me, she's about the same age, and her boobs are like right in my face, you know? And it's kind of cold and windy, right? So her nipples are like popping out. So I was like, oh crap, you know? So I turned, but then now this girl, her face is like right in my junk, you know? Now I already got like a partial wig going on, right? But then this girl here, she like yawns, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh my God, you know? And yeah, I was like, boom! I was like, holy crap, I gotta get out of here and shit. So I run up the stairs past everyone, you know? And this must be pretty common at Raging Waters, because the lifeguard was like, just go, come on. So I ran up there, I got on the slide, I got out of there. I was like, man, they really need to rename this place. And they should call it Raging Boners. Why didn't the oyster share his food?
Why?
He's shellfish. All right, there's a sailor, right? And he gets hired on board this ship. Right? And they're out at sea for about 6 months. And then he's talking to his buddy. He's like, hey, man, when are we going to go back into port? You know, I'm getting kind of horny out here. And he's like, oh, no, we're not going to go back to port for another 6 months. And he's like, what? You know, I can't wait that long. So he's like, well, have you tried the barrel? He's like, no, what's that? So he takes him to this room, and there's a little barrel there, right? A little hole in the barrel. And so he's like, well, there you go. And so he tries it out, right? He starts fucking the barrel, and it works really well, you know? So he's talking to his buddy, he's like, yeah, man, that barrel was awesome. He's like, dude, I want to use it every day. He's like, well, every day but Sunday, right? He's like, oh, you can't use it on Sunday? He's like, well, you can, but Sunday's your day at the barrel, so. All right, what do you call a guy that can make a business suit real fast? Taylor Swift. Yeah, you know, I think Pride Month needs a mascot, and I got the perfect one, the flamingo. You know, they got pink feathers, and they love to dance, and they're like a non-predatory, peaceful type of bird, you know? They only eat like brine shrimp and algae and stuff. Nobody gives a damn about brine shrimp. And you know what a group of flamingos is called? They're not called a flock. No, they're called a flamboyance. How gay is that, right? Yeah, it's like all the best parts of Pride Month, all wrapped up into one animal and shit. And even the name flamingo is flaming O. Right? A flaming O? That's just a burning butthole. You know, whenever a guy brags about how big his junk is, it's usually the opposite, right? It's usually really small, you know? Yeah, I was talking to this guy the other day, he was like, oh yeah, man, my dick's so big, I'm hung like a horse. I was like, psh, yeah, like a seahorse. Yeah, you know, Shaquille O'Neal is like the happiest man on earth, right? He's always so jolly, everyone just loves him, right? I think because he's never been bullied. You know, like, how are you gonna mess with someone who's so tall that his crotch is in your face, right? It's like, hey, Shaq, give me your lunch money. Never mind. And you know that thing going around where, like, if you're a lady and if you're alone in the woods, would you rather run into a bear or a strange man, right? And a lot of women are choosing the bear, right? But I think that's just ignorance of bear knowledge. Because I ran into a bear alone in the woods once, and he fucked the shit out of me. Yeah, I've had sex with all different types of women, like white, black, Asian, Hispanic. In my opinion, Asian women give the best blowjobs. If any of you ladies like to prove me wrong, you can meet me in the bathroom after my set. You know, comedians always tell you two things, right? They always tell you when they just get booked on a show, and they'll always tell you when they just had sex. That's a bit juvenile, right? Like myself, I haven't been booked on a show in over a month. But I did get laid last week, so hoo-ah. My name's Iwana, I'm out here, thank you.
I know I'm gonna go to hell for asking this question, but Ewan, you said the Korean barbecue, you go to is cook your own meat?
Yeah.
Is it bring your own meat too?